game-changing inventions.
The technology is here, developed on the Sunshine Coast.
One of them, the Fireball artificial intelligence system that quickly detects the blaze.
It takes about 45 minutes for bushfires to be reported, but using Fireball's system, that time is slashed to less than 3 minutes after the fire starts.
It's hoped this combination will one day play a key role in Australia's firefighting response.
Something that I believe that we, as a council, at a state level and at a federal level, can work collaboratively together to support.
All the action beamed across the globe to major international players.
We had one of the representatives from Airbus here. They're really interested in our products, so that's pretty exciting.
Lexi Junowick, 9 News.
If a fire is still small, it's easier to handle. If it gets out of control, you have to put on much more resources to get this fire then put out.
The company showcased its technology on the Sunshine Coast today, more than a year after the community was ravaged by bushfires. The technology off the ground, Fireball needs investors.
We're coming into budget review too as a council, and this is something that I think every councillor will look very closely at supporting.
Danielle De Pinto, 7 News.
Now, we did a bit of a run-through yesterday, which was just spectacular to watch. Just give our audience an idea of what they can expect later on this morning. What's going to happen?
So behind me we've got some drums that we're going to light up and produce some smoke. We've got Fireball with cameras mounted in on the hilltops and on the east side of us, so they'll detect the smoke. They'll give the call. Then McDermott's will light up their start their helicopter, the Super Bell, and then he'll do a circuit. He'll grab some water from the buoy wall that's behind us and then give a demonstration on how the water comes out of the aircraft.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jason. Jason Schiller's there, the CEO and Chief Engineer of Helitak Fire Tank Equipment. You got a little bit of insight there into what's coming later on this morning. Our dignitaries are arriving. The car park's filling up behind us that you can't see. We've got absolutely perfect conditions. The helicopter's here. The Helitak tank is fitted underneath. We've got the water source behind me. The fire is a little bit down on the edge of the lake. Everything is in place for a really spectacular demonstration. Don't go away. We will be back at 10 a.m. local time exactly. We're just going to go to a holding slide and we'll see you at 10 o'clock local. Spot on. Don't be late. Really exciting, as well as you bunch of beautiful people here this morning. We are streaming this event worldwide to over 300 people on the web. And they will be watching the demonstration and this whole presentation live. So thank you to all of you watching, wherever you are. We hope that you've got a great vision, we've got great sound, and stay with us because we really do have a spectacular event for you here this morning. Now, it's very exciting to see 3 incredible local Sunshine Coast businesses who each have an important role in fighting bushfires. Even as we speak, Australian firefighting services are fighting bushfires around the country, most notably down in WA. And we've all, many of us, indirectly or directly experienced bushfire emergencies locally here very recently at the end of last year up at Peregian. Now, many of you will have heard or maybe read about what it is that Fireball.International does. It's one thing to hear about it, but it's another thing to see how it actually works with your very own eyes. And today, that's what we're going to see with what Fireball technology and artificial intelligence does with their system.
I think one of the big important things that I'm excited about as a helicopter pilot and operator is the early detection methods that are being seen here with the Fireball technology. I really believe, from Australia's perspective, this is something that we've got to make sure stays Australian-owned and Australian information and capability. I was quite aware of the fact that, and not a lot of people would know this, but the cockpit voice recorder that we all hear about after every aircraft accident, or was known as the black box, was actually invented in Australia, but nobody from government agencies saw the importance of investing in it, and they let that technology go overseas.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. I'd like to start to acknowledge our Minister, the Honourable Mark Ryan, who, along with Fire and Emergency Services, also has a portfolio of police and corrective services. So thanks, boss. Also, I'd like to acknowledge your federal, state and local counterparts for being here. Also, when you get the chance later today, they're all out in the field, but can you please also thank our volunteers? Our volunteers from the Rural Fire Service have given their time today to come along and be part of this event. So please, when you get the chance, say thank you. If we follow the science of climate change, if we follow patterns all around the world, those 2 previous fire seasons, they look like becoming our norm. And they become the norm with large, uncontrolled fires. And a great way to get in and step and intervene in those is an early detection.
Welcome to the stage, the Honourable Llew O Brien, member for Wide Bay, to say a few words.
Thanks, Paul. Well, it's a great honour and privilege to be here today as your federal member for Wide Bay, and also to represent Karen Andrews and David Littleproud as the Minister for Industry, Science and Technology and Agriculture and Emergency Management. I acknowledge the Minister, Mark Ryan, Ted O'Brien, my federal colleague who managed to get over the border somehow without telling me. I normally have your people guarding the borders to stop him. But Sandy, councillors, Clare, councillors one and all, former member for Noosa, Glen Elms, the team from Fireball, the team from Fire Tech, the team from Helitak and McDermott's. But the reality is, what John just said about our new norm is the fact. Regardless of what your views are on climate change, things are getting more intense, more frequent and severe, and we need to adapt. We're funding innovations like Fireball, Fire Tech, and helping out other industries through our Entrepreneurs Fund. We've dedicated $1 million jointly to Fire Tech and Helitak and Fireball. $1.8 million in cooperation with the state government for a Fire Tech facility and operations with the Noosa Council. These are all such important measures that we need to do to address this.
Fantastic. Well, we're all very excited for you now, Jason. We've got the Bell 214 ST just warming up there to go. Tell us about what he's carrying underneath.
So we've got one of our FT 3500s installed on the bottom of the 214 ST. He'll take off, he'll do a circuit, he'll come back to the orange tank over there. He'll take on about 4,500 litres per minute, so it's pretty quick. He'll load about 3,000 litres of water on board, do another circuit and sort of simulate what would happen in a real fire sense. So what we're looking at now, we've got a 3-minute detection. We're probably into our 7th minute now, so literally under about a 12-minute call out. We're airborne and on the fire in 15 minutes, and that's critical to this initial attack, and that's really what we're trying to push here.
You mentioned some interesting data there. How quickly will it take Hamish Robertson, our pilot today, to fill up that 3,200 litres of water?
Yeah, about 35 seconds.
35 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, that is extraordinary. And we're going to see all of that, everybody. So Hamish Robertson is our pilot today of the McDermott Aviation 214 ST. I'm getting quite good at this. I know my helicopter types now. So he's just getting ready to take off with the Helitank fire tank underneath. He will do an initial pass, as Jason said, and drop an initial attack amount of water on the fire that you see over behind us. He will then take a right-hand circuit east over Lake Wyber, come back over the tree line that you can see, and fill up again. And as Jason said, he's going to do that in around about 35 seconds, which is just extraordinary for 3,500 to 4,000 litres of water.